da 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 ya da 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 ya da. Hi, I'm Elaine and this is an ukulele tutorial for You'll Be Back from Hamilton. If you're looking for a play-along video, you can check out the other video that I made. First, I'll be going over how to play the verse. That's the section that starts with "you say." Then I'll go over the chorus. That's when King George sings "You'll Be Back." And then I'll go over the bridge, which is my favorite part, and that's when he sings da 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 da. And I'll go over the two strum patterns I use to play the song. There's the island strum variant and the pump strum. First, I'll go over how to play the verse. The chords that you need are B flat, B flat 7, E flat, C minor 7, and F, and I'll go through how to play each one. For B flat, you'll start by barring the first fret of the E and A strings, then putting your middle finger on the second fret of the C string, and ring finger on the third fret of the G string. To get to a B flat 7, you'll keep your middle finger where it is, lift up your ring finger, and move your index finger to bar the entire first fret. To get to an E flat, I put my index finger on the first fret of the A string, and then I stack my middle finger on the third fret of the C string, and ring finger on the third fret of the E string. For a C minor 7, you move down and you just bar the entire third fret. Then to play an F, I put my middle finger on the second fret of the G string and index finger on the first fret of the E string. So again, from the top, the chords you need are B flat, B flat 7, E flat, C minor 7, and F. I suggest taking some time to practice all of those chords before moving on. Now I'll go over the timing of the chords. For the first bit of the verse, you have all single strums. Here's how the timing works. You have B flat for 4 beats, B flat 7 for 4 beats, E flat for 4 beats, and then you have a split measure between C minor 7 and F. C minor 7 gets 2 beats, and F gets 2 beats. So again, from the top we have a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, B flat, 2, 3, 4, B flat 7, 2, 3, 4, E flat, 2, 3, 4, CM7, 2, F2. The chords you need for the second half of the verse are very similar. So first you'll need a G minor. To play a G minor, put your middle finger on the second fret of the C string, ring finger on the third fret of the E string, and index finger on the first fret of the A string. Then you have a B flat chord, E flat, then C minor 7, and F. The strum pattern I use for the second half of the verse is an island strum variant. First, I'll show you what the island strum sounds like, and I'll demo on open strings so my left hand isn't doing anything. An island strum goes like this: down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. For the island strum variant, I'm not playing the second down strum. However, to keep the time, you'll see that my hand is still going down. However, it's not actually hitting the strings. So the island strum variant sounds like this: down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Now I'm going to go over how to put the strum pattern and the chords together for the second half of the verse. Again, I would suggest practicing the chords and the strum pattern separately before trying to do this. First, you'll have G minor for one strum pattern, down, up, up, down, up. Then you have B flat for one strum pattern, down, up, up, down, up. Then you have E flat for one strum pattern, down, up, up, down, up. And then you have a split measure between C minor 7 and F. That means that you switch chords in the middle of the strum pattern. You play the first down on C minor 7, and then you play the up, up, down, up on F. So again, I'll play that through a few times on tempo and slowly. Down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. It's a pretty tricky chord transition, so I would suggest just practicing doing that a few times before trying to put it together with the strum pattern. Next, I'll go over how to play the chorus. This is a section that starts with "You'll be back." Now, most of the chords in the chorus you've already learned from the verse. However, there is one bit that's a little bit different. The chords that you'll need are G minor, B flat, E flat, and then you have an E flat minor. To play an E flat minor, you have your index finger on the first fret of the A string, and then your middle finger is on the second fret of the E string, and then you stack your ring and pinky fingers on the third fret of the G and C strings. So this requires a little bit of practice because it's kind of a tricky shape. The strum pattern that you'll need for the chorus and later on for the bridge is the pump strum. The pump strum is just down strums, but after each strum, you'll quickly mute the sound with your left hand. How exactly you mute the sound depends on what type of chord you're playing. For bar chords, you'll squeeze and release the fretboard. For example, I'll demo on a C minor 7, that's a bar on the third fret of the ukulele. To play the pump strum, you'll play the chord, and then you'll lift up your left hand. And so if you do this, that's a pump strum. And if you play that quickly, you get a bouncy feel. First, I would suggest just practicing that so you can get a feel of what it's like to squeeze and release the fretboard, and so you know what the pump strum should sound like. To play the pump strum for chords that aren't bar chords, I have to do some pinky shenanigans. I'll demo what this means on an F major chord. So first, play the F major chord, and then practice just laying your pinky across all 4 strings. This will mute the sound. Now the trick is you want to do this immediately after you strum the chord. So slowly it would go something like this: strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute, strum, mute. And if you do this quickly, you'll get the bouncy pump strum from before. Now I'll go over how to put everything together for the chorus. I would suggest being really familiar with the chord progressions I went over earlier. I would also suggest practicing the pump strum, both for bar chords and for non-bar chords. That way you know what it's like to squeeze and release the fretboard, as well as to use your pinky to mute the sound. Another tip is that for any particular chord that you play, you can practice the pump strum on just that chord. For instance, you can practice a G minor chord and doing the pump strum on that chord. And you'll find that you'll need to adjust your positioning and your left-handed movements accordingly. To start, we have the same chord progression as in the first half of the verse, and we'll play through this entire sequence twice. To start, we have a B flat for 4 down strums, B flat 7 for 4 down strums, E flat for 4 down strums, and then there's a split measure between C minor 7 and F, so each gets 2 down strums. Next we have G minor for 4 down strums, B flat for 4 down strums, E flat for 4 down strums, and E flat minor for 4 down strums. Finally, you have the same chord progression as in the second half of the verse. So to start, you have G minor for 4 down strums, B flat for 4 down strums, E flat for 4 down strums, and then the same split measure between C minor 7 and F. So C minor 7 gets 2 down strums, and F gets 2 down strums. Next I'll go over how to play the bridge. That's the bit that goes da 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 da. The chords that you'll need are B flat 7, E flat, and then you have a C minor 7 flat 5. To play that, you take your index finger, you put it on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then you'll stack your middle, ring, and pinky fingers on the 3rd fret of the C, E, and A strings. And you might have to rotate your wrist in order to get to the shape. And then you have an F major chord. The strum pattern for the bridge is also the pump strum. First, you'll have B flat for 4 down strums, B flat 7 for 4 down strums, E flat for 4 down strums, and then there's a split measure between C minor 7 flat 5 and F. In the case of the bridge, I split it so we have 3 down strums on the C minor 7 flat 5 and then 1 on the F. So it sounds something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, that requires some practice to get down. It's kind of tricky to transition from this to this. But with practice, you should be able to do it. Now I'll go over how to play the second verse, since there are some new chord progressions here. For one section, you'll need the chords C minor 7, F, A flat, and E flat. To start, you'll have C minor 7 and F, and then you'll play that again. Then you have A flat and E flat. A flat is a little bit tricky to play. To play an A flat, I'll put my index finger on the 1st fret of the G string, my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the C string, my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then I'll put my pinky finger down on the 4th fret of the E string. To transition to the E flat, your middle finger is already in place, so you can just set down the rest of your other fingers. The trick is to keep your middle finger where it is, and so that way you can move around it. The other chord progression you'll need for the second verse is B flat 7, and then E flat minor. Here's how to play the second verse along with the strumming pattern. The strum pattern is the island strum variant we use in the first verse. For a dramatic effect, sometimes instead of playing the down, up, down, up strum, I'll just do a single strum and then wait out the 4 beats. So to start, you have the chord progression we went over for the chorus. It goes like G minor, B flat, E flat, and then E flat minor. And you'll play that whole set twice. Then we have C minor 7, and then F, and each one gets 4 beats. And then you do it again, 4 beats, 4 beats. And then we have A flat and E flat. So we have down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And you'll play the whole thing again. And then to end, you have B flat 7, and then E flat minor. That's everything you need to know to play You'll Be Back from Hamilton on the ukulele. The chords are a little bit tricky, but with practice you can get it down. You can also try clicking on the chord chart in the description and clicking transpose 0. That will give you the chords in the original key. These are easier to play and will let you play along with the original song. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. You can hit the little bell icon and then you'll get notified every time I put out a new video. I make a new video every Sunday. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and if we weren't in quarantine, I could cut you a pineapple.